When a calf that is tied by a rope sees its mother cow, it cries out Amma to show its longing. No matter how far, that cow happily runs to its calf to give milk. The calf that reunites with its mother is glad. The cow, too, that sought its calf rejoices. Likewise, you all, in a state of being tied via the rope of bond and affection, are crammed or trapped in a shed called spirituality. Even if I am far away, if you cry out Amma with spiritual involvement, I run to embrace you. That way, you are happy, I am happy too. Amma's Oracle.
Om Shakti.
Following is a real-life incident which we hope will help explain one of the many interpretations of this oracle. Ranjith, a devotee of Amma from Kilinochi, Sri Lanka, was staying in Malaysia. For work purposes, he needed to visit Australia, but he could not travel in a ship due to his circumstances at that time. Given that he urgently needed to go to Australia, he decided to go there in a ferry. He prayed to Amma and got onto a ferry on the 8th of May 2009. On that day, there were a lot of people on board, and even after warnings from the ferryman that the ferry has reached maximum capacity, people were hesitant to get off the ferry or stop boarding. At the end, with more people than the ferry can hold, the ferry took off. The ferry was traveling smoothly, but when they reached the middle of the sea, there were strong winds. The ferry became unstable. There was a lot of screaming in the ferry as everyone was scared and confused. Despite the relentless efforts of the ferryman, the ferry capsized. Everyone started to swim. Ranjith was swimming as well. He was continuing to swim directionless in the sea. He could only see water all around him. There was no sight of a shoreline. Which direction to swim? Which direction to reach the shore? He was struggling. He was helpless. His hands and legs became exhausted. Amma, Mother Om Shakti, please save me. Ranjith kept crying out loudly, thinking of Melmarvathu Amma. At least if I come across a piece of wood, I can hold on to it and keep floating. Ranjith thought longingly. At that moment, further away, he saw something red in color floating towards him. He hastily kept swimming towards that red-colored thing in order to grab it. It was a red-colored piece of cloth. There was no one on board who wore red that day. Then how come this red cloth was here? In the battle for survival, there was no time to think further. He held tightly onto that red cloth. To his astonishment, that red cloth pulled him towards a direction. It led him onto a seashore. Later, that red cloth submerged in the sea and disappeared out of sight. He opened his eyes. Surprisingly, the place he had been washed ashore was Indonesia. Further astonishment awaited Ranjith. Everyone around were known to him. He had interacted with them in the past. They were waiting till he became fully conscious. After he got back to normal, they took him along with them. Let's now try to understand why Amma says spirituality is like a cowshed. It may be because only when a calf stays tied to this protective shed, it is able to learn from repeated incidents that it can call out for the cow when it is hungry and realize that the cow will surely come to feed it. When the calf stays within the shed, it also enables the cow to find the calf with ease. Similarly, it is very important that we tie ourselves to spirituality using a rope composed of utmost love and devotion towards Amma. This in turn will help us experience, realize, and utilize the helping hand Amma offers to us. Amma saved Ranjith, who was involved in spirituality, right away as soon as he yearningly called out to Amma from the middle of the sea. Just like a cow which immediately runs towards its hungry calf tied to a shed. Om Shakti.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the Bangaru Amma Global YouTube channel for more inspiring and uplifting videos like this one.